Hello everyone, how you doing? You're very welcome to this week's Rugby View with myself, Aidan Raftery, and of course, as always, we have Adrian Leddy from Craig's Rugby Club. Hello, Adrian. How are you? Are you well?
I
That's
am indeed, Aidan.
that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Yeah. So plenty to be talking about. Great excitement in the club at the moment. We had a big match on Sunday, but we'll come to that. But we'll start off first of all, I suppose, with the mini rugby. Mini rugby has been on tour last weekend at a Blitz in Ballinrobe. The under 12s did well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're blessed with the great month of February weather-wise that we're able to have these blitzes around the province. And again, as you say, our under 12s had a great outing to Ballinrobe, and it's absolutely fantastic for these people. They absolutely love it, the young lads and young girls, to get away to another club, and it's good for them, and it's a great experience for them. And they're playing up against different teams, and we thank Ballinrobe for hosting the competition last weekend.
That's it. And of course, like for the kids, it's great to be on the training on a Saturday morning and all that. But it's the blitzes that they look forward to. I suppose it's a day away for them. It's something different, and that's where they really get to apply the skills that they've learned in training.
Yeah, and as well as that, your coaches will look at that as well to see have they improved? Are they taking on what they have instructed them to do, and how to play with their teammates and to work together as a team and not as an individual. That they have to try and get used of. Working together with their teammates, and it's a great. Always, I do find even at this age level a great bonding exercise when you bring them away for a game like the one in Ballinrobe on Saturday. So it's fantastic. It's the way that the people say operating Craig's coming from different areas. Our our hinterland is so big that we're drawing youngsters from all over. So some of them wouldn't have known one another because they're going to different schools, and this is a great way of them getting together and meeting new friends, meeting new teammates, working together as a team, and it's a great way of for development of themselves as a character, as a person, as well as playing rugby.
That's it. And I suppose really the other things you were saying, like things that coaches will be looking out for in these bits is from the players. And I suppose another thing will be I suppose a double sided coin is in one side how they react when they're ahead in a game, and also how do they react when they're behind? Like do their heads drop, or do they go down? Do they dig deep and come back and not let the head drop and just keep going and keep going and have that determination to come back? I know it's kind of very young at that age, but that's kind of another important skill. Like not only in rugby but in life as well.
Oh, it is indeed. Yeah, I wish the kind of rugby on the professional side could answer that question, Aidan, because again, building up big leads and not being able to close out games seems to be part of their problem. And you're asking it in relation to an under 12s setup. Yeah, it's usually if at a young age, if a team gets an early lead, it does help them. It gives them a great lift. But if they go down by a couple of tries, it's always difficult to lift the young players, and that's what they have to learn in sport. They have to learn.
Yeah.
It's not all about winning, and it's you have to learn how to lose as well. And life is like that. You don't. It's the sun isn't shining every day that you get up, and you have to try and work it out in life. And every youngster, every person will come across that in life, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's in family life or whatever it may be. That you just have to deal with it.
That's it. And moving on to the under 14 girls and under 15 boys, and indeed the lotto this week as well. What are your thoughts on those?
Yes, it's good. It's good to to have again. We're coming into a lot of final stages of games at youth level. We to say you're coming into ends of league campaigns, the beginning of cup campaigns. So there's a lot going on overall in youth, and over the next number of weeks, at various levels within the club, both the boys and girls, they would be very busy, and this is the it's great. It's great for them. It's a great experience for them, and also they had again. We have to see that these people are after that they continue to be within the club and continue to learn the game. And what we want to see them is that someday that they will make it through to the higher level, the first team within Craigs, and that's the aim. And only for our youth structure from mini rugby up through youth, we wouldn't have the team that we have today, that we're putting out on Sunday in the sports ground, and that's what it's all about. It's just developing players and to try and keep the club going at all levels. And you mentioned the lotto. Again, we want to appreciate and thank all the people that supports the lotto week in, week out. It's one of our main sources of revenue. Would like to see that if any of your listeners here today that wants to join the lotto, that it's there on our webpage. It's very easy to join up, and you have a great opportunity to win. So and support the club at the same time in relation to all the work and the developments that's going on in Craigs.
That's it, and it's a great lotto, and it's put to great use, and like people can see, like when you see the facilities, like the big draws that you had last season, the regular draws that you have every week. You can see that in the development of the clubs, and I suppose really when you look at the performances of the players as well, there's a lot of things that maybe people might not see that are going on behind the scenes, like training and different other things, and maybe even the players doing their own kind of training plans and things like that. That these all make a difference on the pitch, and it's a great central hub for the community as well in Craigs as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and we also have a card thing going around at the moment. It's a novel idea, and it's that for a fiver that a person can see who's going to score the first try and the time for the England game. So that's them cards are available by the members at the moment, and it's just another novel idea for people to help to support the club. And we, our players and all our mentors and that there have these cards and that on them at the present time.
That's great. And of course, just to let people know as well about the 50-50 draw that we have on Rosfm as well. It does help out with the expenses of Rosfm, and with that, it's just a great fundraiser for the station. So if you want to take part, all you have to do is buy one envelope for €2 or three for a fiver, and it could be you that'll win the lotto. And it's proven to be a big success. So why not support your local radio station? There's plenty music for everyone, and of course plenty of sports shows and chat shows as well. So moving on to I suppose
when they have a stalwart like yourself and that Aidan, and keeping the sports program going. We all enjoy your programs, and it's great to have a community radio station like Rosfm, and it needs the support of the community as well.
Thanks very much for that, Adrian. Yeah, it is. And like our passion is for kind of things that are going on in the community. I enjoy covering like Craig's Rugby Club and, any local things, Castlereagh Cavaliers, for the basketball, the local GA and things like that. And it's enjoyable. And I'm glad that listeners, and like you were saying there, that you enjoy listening to it. And don't forget, like all the interviews are podcasted and they're available on YouTube and also on Spotify as well. So thanks very much for that, Adrian. And yeah, so back to club matters there, and it's a big weekend for the club in that obviously it's great to see the strides that the development team are making. But there's a big final on. The firsts are in the final against Connemara this weekend, and we can mention about the development team as well.
Yeah, this is the big one. These are the two rival teams. The two of them are top of the kind of junior league and cup for the last number of years, and we had many as the battle in days gone by. So we have a lot of respect for Connemara, and needless to say, there on Sunday we have topped the league. Connemara has come back. With all their Gaelic players back now from that a very successful run with Clifton in the GA in the Connacht, and all credit to them for keeping both courts going in Clifton, and on Sunday it's going to be a huge game. There's always only about one score between us for the last number of years. So it will be a big day on Sunday, 2 p.m. in the sports ground in Galway. So all people from Rosfm and Craig's and all will be heading to Galway on Sunday there. So it's a big day for rugby. It's a big day for junior rugby, and needless to say that the two teams have the games have been very good, very entertaining, very tight, no quarter given. And, our coaches have put a big effort into this team. They have been developing over the last years under the previous coaching team of Pat Cunningham. And so now they're, we're into a new regime. And let's hope that we will see it out on Sunday. And that will be a tremendous for us, for the club, if we could get over Connemara on Sunday.
That's it. And I mean, look, this is a fixture you and I have been talking about over the last 2 seasons since we started doing this piece. And, traditionally, they've always been one of your toughest or one of the tougher teams that you've played every year. I know, like, you play them in the league and different things like that, but they've always proved, shall we say, formidable opponents as well. And it's great that it's a great event. It brings it gives great excitement to the village as well, and the support that supporters give as well. It's great to see it, and I suppose it brings out the whole club as well. Will be going up to support the first team as well. And I suppose as well as that, looking ahead to the game. Do they seem to have a full squad to pick from? Any injuries going into the game or any niggles that they need to know about? And I suppose who are the standout players for you that would stand out and maybe come to the fore in this game? But when it comes to a final, it's not just about one or two. It's about the whole 15. You can't, especially against a side like Connemara.
Absolutely, as to say, it's always on the day. Like this will be like a cup final. Like being a league final. It's such an important game for both clubs. Both clubs have been there and there before, and we feel that this is our great opportunity, and we are led by a great captain in Brian Diffley over the last couple of years, and Brian has put everything into the club, into this team, and we hope that Brian will be able to bring his teammates and that they're along with him. You're a team made up of a number of Purcells, 3 Purcells involved in the team, a number of Dowds involved in the team. So, like you have a lot of families that have good stronghold within the team, and there is a lovely balance within the Craigs team at the present time between forwards and backs, and the width of the sports ground, and that if we can get good ball from the forwards, our backs are very good with the ball in hand, and let's hope that they can get in for a few tries against Connemara. Now, we absolutely respect Connemara. We have a great relationship with them over the years, great respect for them. The Craigs and Connemara for the last number of years have made up the bulk of the Connacht junior team as well in relation to the players. So, they all know one another well. They know one another personally well. They've played with against one another at the highest level, and they've played with one another. So, it's all there. It's all there, and it's all going to be out there on the new 4G pitch in the sports ground on Sunday.
That's it, and we'd like to wish the team and the club and all the supporters. We hope you have a great day out, and of course, as we said, and it's a pitch I've been there myself. The sports ground. It's a fabulous pitch to play on now that it's the 4G pitch, or it's the artificial pitch. Obviously, Connacht have played on it. It's a lovely surface, and it's the type of ground that generates a great atmosphere on for a match.
Yeah, ever since that they built the Clan Stand, the Clan Stand always sells out well for the season ticket holders, and there's a great buzz and a great atmosphere there, and everybody will be on both sides will be packed into the Clan Stand on Sunday at the game. So you can expect a lot of noise on one side of the pitch anyway on Sunday. So hopefully the wind will be carrying that way, that it'll get out to the players, and they will see it. It's going to be a big day for the players from both teams on Sunday.
That's it. And moving on to AIL matters now, and with Buccaneers, I suppose the touch rugby team, they were away to Old Wesley, the under-20s and the adult teams.
Yeah, as I said, Eddie O'Sullivan and the first team continues their success. They had a tough game against College and Cork, and they came away with the win. That was very important for Buccaneers to get the win down in Cork. They always knew that it was going to be a tough game for them, and they pulled it off. So they're up there. They're still battling there for promotion from the division, and Eddie, if there's anybody that will bring them, Eddie O'Sullivan should be there to urge them on, and with his coaching and his experience would be a big help for a lot of the younger players in the Buccaneers squad.
That's it, and we'd like to wish them all the best for their upcoming games. And we move on to your old stamping ground there, Adrian, Carrick Rugby Club. Their first team, as we know, a very successful side. They're under 13s defeated Loughrea, which is a good result for them. And take us through all the underage games as well.
Yeah, Carrick and Shannon are top of the league, along with Ballinasloe. The two of them meet in a final on Sunday. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to host the two finals in the sports ground one after the other. We're going to be in the sports ground on Sunday while this game is going on our home ground in Craigs between Carrick and Shannon and Ballinasloe. Two clubs neighbouring Craigs on either side. The Ballinasloe has been top of the league, coached by the great international number 8 Noel Mannion. Noel has put a tremendous effort, and he's coached for a vast number of years with Ballinasloe. A great clubman, a great worker with Ballinasloe. And Ballinasloe, have the school, have players coming through from the Garberley school in Ballinasloe. So they would be fancy to win with they've been top of the league. But I can tell you that Carrick had a big win away to Galwegians thirds on at the weekend, and they will feel very confident going into the game against Ballinasloe. And Carrick have been improving all the time, and this will be a very big game for Carrick. Very first time to be in a league final, the Junior 1C league final. So we'd like to wish both clubs well, and that they have an enjoyable day in Craigs. And great work going on there. Stephen King been part of the management team there with the first team. He's also involved with youth and minis within Carrick. They're putting the structures in place, and they pay dividend, and it just shows that when you do put structures in place, how they work. If you can see it even on the international stage, that the Italy team has come on very well as a result of Conor O'Shea and Stephen Abu, the two Irish men that put the structures in place for Italy, that they from under 18s, under 20s up in, and a lot of them players are coming through, and the management team are holding back the Italians. So that's what the way Carrick and Shannon and other clubs are looking at to build from the youth up, and it's the same with the women's teams as well, within all the clubs. So again, that's a big game on our doorstep in Craigs at 2:30 on Sunday.
That's great, and we'd like to wish them all the best. And finally, I suppose on the AIL stage will be Sligo RFC, both the underage level and adult level.
Yeah, Sligo again are progressing well. They have a few tough games in the AIL. They continue to do well, and their youth structure, as I said on this program before, is second to none. Like they have done a lot of good work, both the boys and girls within Sligo in improving the squad, and they have supplied a number of players. Yeah, if you were to look at various clubs around Ireland, Sligo. There'll be Sligo players, and that they're playing with a lot of other clubs and college teams and around Ireland as well. So it just shows that that once you come through the rugby system, that if you end up working or in college somewhere else, that you can go there if you have the proper training and have played up through the structure to play with other teams. And Sligo. Probably, they would love to have a lot of their players back, but they have been great too to produce them players, no more than our Dennis Buckley here. And Dennis has signed a new contract with Connacht. Sligo have produced a number of players there for the Connacht side over the years, and at underage structure, under 18s, under 20s, up into the kind of structure. And it's fantastic during the week that Dennis Buckley has signed a further 3-year contract with Connacht. I'm delighted for Dennis. I'm delighted for his family that he has been given another contract. And naturally enough, we will have a whole new change of management structure with the kind of team for next season as well. So Andy Friend will be departing the scene after this season. So there's new people that will be taking over. The whole backroom team hasn't been named yet, but the assistant has been put forward or is gone in as coach for the coming season. So all to look forward within Connacht Rugby as well. And it's we always have to think too of our two Murray lads and Jack Carty and all the players from Rosfm as well. That's a very big part of the Connacht structure at the minute.
That's it, and as we know, due to Ireland being back, we're going to touch on that in a minute. Ireland are back. They're away to, I think they're away to Italy this weekend, after the international break. So we'll be touching on that in a minute. But is there anything going on at underage level with Connacht, or is it a weekend off for the underage structure?
Well, yes, it is, but it's just that there's, that the under 18 girls did well. Now they'll be wondering to see how many of them did good enough to maybe go the next stage to the green jersey, that they get into the Irish squad or that there. So we'll wait and see whether, from a Craig's point of view, whether we'll have any players that have got through. We had 6 girls involved in the squad, Connacht squad, and it'd be lovely to see one or other of them getting through to the international squad. So we watch this space, and we see. I'll announce it on this program when we know what the team is. But as regards the Irish team, they're a big game away in Rome this weekend against Italy. It's a big game. The captain, Johnny Sexton, has cried off with injury during the week. Also, Tyke Byrne done ankle damage to his ligaments in his ankle, and had a small operation since, so he'll be missing as well. So I think Annie Farrell will make a number of changes, for Saturday's game, and it could be a big game, because Italy, if you were to watch closely the game against France, they were unlucky to lose it. There was stages within the English game that they could have scored a number of tries. So it'll be, Ireland will want to be on guard for them, and wouldn't want to take them lightly.
I'd say that's where Ireland would be probably done their homework. They would have seen things like the rugby match against France, and the game against England, and they'd be saying, right, well, that probably happened at certain stages throughout the game, so they'll be probably doing their homework on that. And whereas people might say, oh, well, this is only Italy. Well, when you look at those 2 games that we're after outlining there, they're not the pushover that maybe they once were. So, but that's kind of good. It's shown that they're on the way up to that actual standard where the likes of Ireland, Italy, or where the likes of Ireland and France, and all the top sides are in England. And
you're right, Aidan. Yeah, absolutely, and you're spot on there, because it is good. It is good for the championship. It's good for the Six Nations that Italy have improved, and it's making it that that no team now can go to Rome and take Italy for granted. So a number of big games. Of course, most of the talk during the week, Aidan, was in relation to the Welsh setup and the professional game within Wales, and sadly, it's affecting the players, and it is dragged on too long by the professional management that they haven't, that they hadn't sorted out before the Six Nations started. And the players got all caught up in it. So at least the Wales and England game goes ahead this weekend, and also the Scotland and France game. So there'll be 3 big games to look forward to on the international stage over the weekend, Aidan.
That's it. And then just before we go, Adrian, I'd just like to give a special mention to our friends on the AIL Rugby and Club Rugby Facebook page. They I obviously share this podcast on their Facebook page, and I've got some great feedback, and I'm sure a number of the people involved in that, and that are involved in some of those clubs as well. That's featured, and it's quite a good Facebook page, because it's great. It shows you everything that's going on around the country at grassroots level. It's a very good. I look at it myself now, and some of the posts, and tells you about all the different clubs around and how they're getting on. It's a very informative Facebook page, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's great to see the work that Gerald Wilkinson is doing there. Williamson is doing, and the people involved, and putting up all the AIL and Club Rugby across all the various provinces and giving us the results, giving us what's going on in clubs throughout Ireland. And we thank him and his team for doing that, because it is bringing it home. It's just nice to look it up and to just maybe see what's happening maybe in a club down in Skibbereen or up in Ulster, or, all over. Some clubs that I would have played against over the years, and you'd always be interested to see how they're going or how they did at the weekend. And Gerald is bringing that home to us on his Facebook page.
That's it, and like I've often got feedback from him and other people. When I post the link on it, there's always a lot of likes, and they're glad about the coverage that we give grassroots rugby. So it's just nice to kind of mention them and tell them that we appreciate the sort of stuff that they put up on their Facebook and how informative it is. So we'd like to thank everyone involved there. So listen, thanks very much for taking the time out to do Rugby View with us this week.
Just before you go in, I'd just like to pass a vote of condolences to the Luby family on the death of Albert Senior. He was a great stalwart in the club, very involved in the underage system back in the 80s. Into the 90s and so on. So, and he, 4 of his family would have played rugby with the club, and again, we just remember him at this stage as a great person that was involved in the youth, a great supporter of the teams over the years.
That's it, and I'd like to extend my sympathy and thoughts and prayers to the family and friends, and indeed the community and everyone at the club as well. So, and it's a tough time at this time. So just to let them know that and assure them that our prayers are with them at this time. So thanks very much for taking the time out to do this with us, Adrian, and we look forward to doing it all again next week. And hopefully we'll be discussing another great victory for Ireland. And they really are going on a great unbeaten run. So who's to say we're really online for winning the Six Nations?
Hopefully, I'll be able to bring the cup on the program next weekend, Aidan. Yeah.
Hopefully, that'll be great. Yeah, lovely stuff. Thanks very much. And that was Adrian Leddy from Craig's Rugby Club.